welcome to Business and Legal Structure. My name is Precious Toju. On this episode, I'm going to be talking about how to choose the right structure for your business. Some times ago, I did a little survey with some entrepreneurs and CEOs of certain companies, and I asked them what was the first thing that came to mind, what was the first thing that they had in mind when they wanted to start their business. Surprisingly, the responses was not what I expected. Yes, eventually they got to set up the business structure, they got to set up the legal structure of the business, but sometimes or oftentimes when they did this was because they were in their need of it. And that's because a lot of people think less of the structure to give to their business when they want to commence their business. The first thing that comes to mind is how they're going to run this business and start making money. So this episode, I'm going to talk about certain things that you should consider before you choose a particular structure for your business. Structure of your business or your business structure simply has to do with the kind of legal recognition that your business or entity has. Now, when you want to decide on your business structure, the kind of structure, the kind of legal recognition you want to give to your business, there are certain factors that comes to play, which I'm going to be discussing on this episode. Before we go into that, I really want to talk about the different types of business structure that are in existence. The first one is the sole proprietorship or the solo entrepreneur. And that simply means that the person, the entrepreneur, the proprietor is the brain and the hands in the business. The person is the alpha and omega, the start and the finish of the business. Anything concerning management, day-to-day running of the business is solely rested on one person. You also have the partnership kind of business structure where two or more people come together to form a partnership. Now, this could be based on somebody may want to bring the human capital, another person may want to bring the monetary capital. Whatever is the case, when it comes to partnership, somebody must bring something to the table. You also have what is called the limited liability kind of business structure, which has to do with limited liability company, where it involves having minimum of 2 directors. You have shareholders, you have corporate secretary, which can either be a firm of lawyers or a firm of chartered accountants. Now, you also have what is called the corporation kind of business structure, where a corporated trustee falls in, or limited by guarantee and duress. And when we say incorporated trustee, we are talking about things like churches, NGOs, schools, things that are not, that mostly for communal services, for communal purposes, and not really for profit making. Now, those are the 4 types of business structure or legal structure of a business that we have. So proprietorship, partnership, limited liability, and corporation. Now, what are the things you should consider? What are the things you should have in mind? What are the things you should check before you decide on any of this business structure? The first thing you should look at is the nature of the business. What kind of business do you intend to go into? Because the type of business that you intend to go into, or the type of business that you're already running, will determine the kind of business structure that you will eventually choose from. Now, the first thing is you have to understand the nature of the business that you intend to go into. Now, the second thing you should also consider is tax liability. For example, the tax liability of a sole proprietorship or a partnership business is not the same tax liability of a limited liability company. Neither is it the same tax liability for a corporation kind of business structure. So you have to consider the tax liability before you decide on any of this business structure. You also have the managerial aspect of the business and the day-to-day running. Are you the brain and the hands of your business? Are you the one that's going to be doing the day-to-day running? Do you have a partner? Don't you have a partner? How about finances? Are you the one sourcing for finance? Are you the one investing? Are you the one running? You don't have the power and the financial muscle to actually employ helping hands. You have to look at all this. Now, if you do not have all this, the best bet for you would be sole proprietorship rather than going for a limited liability company. Okay, you also have to look at the objective of your business. That the nature of your business is quite different from the objective of your business. The objective of the business is, whom do you intend to serve? How do you look at the business in the next 5 years, in the next 6 years? What are your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals? This will also help you to determine how to choose the right structure for your business. So in a recap, in summarizing all that I've said today, for you to decide on the business structure of your business, for you to decide on the right structure for your business, you will have to. So in a recap, for you to decide, in order for you to be able to decide on the right structure for your business, you must be well informed. You must have an idea of the different types of structures and the liabilities that comes with it. For example, the liabilities of a limited liability company, tax liability is much more than that of a sole proprietorship and a partnership, and the risks that is involved in going to starting and running a sole proprietorship or a partnership business is higher than that of a limited liability company, because in a limited liability company, the directors, the owners, the shareholders are different from the business. So in the event, for example, there's a breach of contract, or there's a debt to be recovered. Now, you cannot go after the properties of the directors or the shareholders. You only go after the property of the company, and it is what they will use to settle their creditors. But in the issue of a sole proprietorship or a partnership business, the business is not much of a difference from the owner. And so when there is a debt issue, when there's a breach of contract, you can actually go after the owner of that business. So in a recap, the things that you should put in place, how you should choose the right structure for your business, you have to consider the nature of your business, your tax liability, the managerial and operational modalities of your company, the objective of your business, short-term goal, long-term goal. This will help you to make an informed decision. This will help you to decide on the right business structure to go for, whether it is a sole proprietorship or solo entrepreneurship, if it's a partnership, if it's a limited liability kind of business structure, or a corporation kind of business structure. I hope this helped. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Drop your comments in the comment section and I will attend to them. Till I come your way next time, from me today is bye and stay safe.